Hello, it is Sunday. Ooh, that's spooky. It is Sunday, May 19th, and I'm currently in a parking garage with some really stupendous lighting, as you can see. I am currently in Norfolk, Virginia, because I am photographing Sum 41 tonight. So Sum 41, this is their last tour. They are retiring from touring, supposedly. A lot of bands will say that they're retiring and then they'll come back eventually. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is supposedly the last one. I have never gotten a chance to photograph Sum 41 before. I've seen Sum 41, but I've never gotten a chance to photograph them. So I'm actually photographing it for Luke's outlet tonight because he's gonna see them. He's photographed them before, but he's also gonna see them in September. I think that's right. So I'm gonna be photographing them tonight. However, trying to figure out what venue they are at has been an ordeal. It originally was saying one venue, so in my head up until this morning I was like, I'm going to that venue. Then for some reason in my head I was like, let me double check. Come to find out it's at a different venue, but for some reason it's listed as both venues tonight. So I had to email the publicist and I was like, just to clarify and to clear things up, which venue is it? She was like, I'm so sorry. In the system it says this one, but online it still says this one, but it's this one. And I'm like, okay, glad I checked. I was not planning to come to the Norva. I much prefer the other venue, location wise, but here we are. It is currently 6:12, doors opened at 6. The show doesn't even start till 7. There's one opener, then there's the band The Interrupters, and then there's Sum 41. I don't care about the first band, neither does Luke. He would like me to get The Interrupters if I can, which is a great time for me to test out my camera settings and stuff like that. So if pictures turn out awful, we're like, well, okay, well, kind of sucks, but not the end of the world, and I have time to redo some things because I'm still getting used to my new camera that I got for Christmas. So I haven't had very many opportunities to use it. I haven't shot a concert now since January, so it's been a very slow year for me. But yeah, so now I'm just sitting in the car. I made myself food this time because otherwise I would have stopped at McDonald's and that wouldn't have been as healthy. Then again, I made myself a bologna sandwich. Also not exactly healthy, but better than spending money, right? While I sit here with a little tick of a battery left, because apparently I forgot to bring a battery. I thought I did, but apparently I forgot. On the way here, because it's an hour, 40-minute drive from where we live to get here. And especially this time of day, traffic is rough. But I started a new audiobook. You can't see it because it's blown out. The 7-Year Slip. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Let's see, I'm on chapter 9. I do have this audiobook playing at 2 times speed. I've gotten to the point now where I can listen to books at 2 times speed. And it says there's only 3.5 hours left. So I'll get another hour 40 heading home tonight. And then that'll put me down to about 2 hours left. So I can easily get that done before the end of May, which is cool. Another book off my list. But so far I'm enjoying it. It's cute. I did also bring my Kindle so I can turn my car off while I sit here for 45 minutes, an hour or so, and read The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I'm on that one right now, and that is really Frida McFadden speed. I'd like to finish it by Tuesday of this week, so probably just sit here and read while I wait to go inside. And my battery's about to die. So yay. But I have other news to share that I'll probably share tomorrow.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a fucking celebration tonight. Thank you for being here, making us feel special after almost 30 fucking years of Sum 41. Sing hey! That's pretty good. Now this side, you think you can beat that? All right, you sing this.
Good morning. It is May 21st, Tuesday. Didn't record anything yesterday, and I only have that little snippet at the beginning of this vlog, and now I have Spock who will not stop purring, and he's very loud. So the very brief clip at the beginning of this vlog, I had to kind of rush it because one, I was running out of camera space, like memory space, and two, battery was pretty much on its last leg. I have memory space now. Fully charged battery. Luke just left for his allergy shots. This is his last set of allergy shots that take place in like Northern Virginia, because originally he had set up his allergy shots to be there because we thought we were going to move to Northern Virginia, but now that we're not and we're kind of staying in the Central Virginia area, he is going up there one more time, and then he's already booked an appointment at a place here in Central Virginia so that he can start getting his allergy shots there. So that is stupendous that he will no longer have to drive an hour one direction and an hour back just for his allergy shots. I mean, it wasn't very often. It was like once a month at this point, but still, like, that's a good chunk out of your day. A lot of it is traveling. And I know 2 hours doesn't seem like a lot. That's if traffic isn't bad. So he's on his way for that right now. I am currently sitting on the sofa. I've been reading some of my book. Currently still reading The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I'm hoping to finish it today. I do have quite a few things that I need to get done today, such as write in my concert review from the concert Sunday night, which was pretty fun. So I gotta write the review for that, and I'm pretty sure all my photos are edited. Want to finish reading this book. I also potentially want to record maybe a TikTok short, reel, whatever. I mean, it can be all three, of NOMAD's newest release. They recently released these little eyeshadow palettes. They are 6 different shades in each one. And so I'm thinking of doing maybe a dedicated video for each palette, like a look with each palette. However, my eyes will probably be very upset by that. So maybe I'll film at least like one today. I love these so much. This one is gonna be like an everyday go-to. It's a cool toned one, which I gravitate towards, which is funny because one of my favorite color shadows to work with is like orange, which is definitely not cool toned, but I do love the little packaging for each one. It's very cute, very sleek. So they're inspired by different like airports. So you have the Canadian Rockies, you have Oslo Gardermoen, probably I'm gonna butcher these names, and then the Abu Dhabi Zaid, probably annihilated those, so I apologize. This one, Oslo Gardermoen, it is inspired by Norway's cool capital city, Oslo. I like the colors in this one the most because it's cool toned, and I am a cool toned person. That's the packaging once it's out of the box. Got a nice little sheet on there to protect it, but this seems like an everyday palette for me. Like if I'm not feeling like doing something bright or vivid, this is something that I would go toward. This is definitely something that I would pack in a travel bag, because if I don't really want to do too much with my eyes, but I want something on it, like I can just put a nice little base of minimal, natural if I want to add some definition, shimmer, because who doesn't want shimmer? So I'm very much looking forward to playing with this one. I can also see myself gravitating toward the Abu Dhabi palette because, like I said, one of my favorite color shadows to work with are like oranges, reds. So I sit here and I'm like, I love cool tones the most, but a lot of the ones I gravitate towards are warm tones. And just, that screams an everyday me. Wow. I haven't seen it in person yet. I've only seen it online, and I am quite obsessed with these. There are 2 shimmers and then 4 mattes. So the shimmer's right there in the middle and then the mattes on the outside. This gives me vibes of like, oh God, what was that Tartiest? What was the like very fiery Tarte palette? I was obsessed with that palette for so long. That's what this one's like giving me reminiscent vibes of. So I will have difficulty picking what little travel palettes to take with me in the future. Or I could just take them all because they're very little. And then the last one is inspired by the Canadian Rockies, and they're definitely like blues and greens, which I also love, but I feel less confident with, if that makes sense. So cute little packaging. Ooh, look at the Find Your Peak color. That's really pretty. Focus on the palette, but like I love this one. That one's pretty. That one's called Take a Hike. Also, I like that the layout is different. So again, 2 shimmers and 4 mattes, but the shimmers in this one are here at the bottom and then making like a T shape. So I like that a lot. Brave the Bears. So I'm excited to play with these later. I don't know which one I'll play around with first. Very, very grateful to NOMAD for sending these my way, and can't wait to play and get some looks with them. But I do want to read a little bit more before I start writing the concert review. I don't think the concert review is going to take me very long. And again, I shot it for Luke's outlet. So yes, he's got like a timeline for when he wants things done and uploaded and stuff like that. He's usually like, for himself, has a turnaround time of like 12 hours. Your girl has to process before she can get that stuff out. So usually like the timeline is like 3 days max. So we're on day 2 right now. So technically I could send it his way tomorrow. I'm not gonna do that because he's gonna want it like tonight or something. So, and for the most part, I think my photos are done with editing. But yeah, so I'm currently, I mentioned this in the first little clip this morning, I'm currently listening to, there's something in my eye. Sorry if I keep like fussing with my face. I'm listening to The 7-Year Slip, and I think I have about 2 hours left in the audiobooks. I have it on 2 times the speed, and it's really cute so far. I'm quite enjoying it, but I might save it for this coming weekend driving to my class and back. Okay, so I'm about 63% through the Inmate right now, and yes, I am using my little remote while I read here on the sofa, but I'm about 63%. If you've never read a Frida McFadden book before, they fly by so fast. So I read The Teacher in a day, like within 24 hours. Was it good? I gave it a 3-star just because I felt like ick the whole time, just based on the premise of that book. But it was a fast read. It was a fun read. Someone on YouTube, and I do not remember who it was now. I have to figure out where I heard it, but someone referred to Frida McFadden as a popcorn thriller author, which is a great description. It's like a fun read. It's not anything that's gonna be like, oh my God, mind blowing, but it's fun. And that's pretty much all of her books, except for Never Lie. I don't care what anyone says, Never Lie sucks. Everyone seems to really like that one. I personally did not. I thought it was terrible. For the most part, the other ones that I've read now The Teacher, The Inmate, The Housemaid, The Housemaid's Secret. There's a 3rd one in that series coming out this summer. And then I read Never Lies. So for the most part, I enjoy her books. So I'm not very good with being able to catch the twist before it happens. However, I'm pretty sure I know the twist in this one. And I think I've known it since about 30% into the book, kind of, sort of. But it's so like blatantly obvious how Frida McFadden, I should just call her Frida or McFadden, I don't know. It's kind of obvious how she wants you to think, which is the part that trips me up, because like it's like super obvious, super obvious, super obvious, and you're like, oh, it has to be this. And then something will happen within like the last 20% of the book and you'll be like, you got me there. You got me there. But that is not a crime. I have an idea in my head of what I think is happening here, or happened, but knowing Frida McFadden, there is going to be some weird twist that I'll be like, hello, where did that come from? I'll check back in with y'all in a little bit. Okay, update. I'm at 75% in the book, so we still got a good little chunk left. I'm second guessing what I think is going to happen because, again, 25% is still left in this book, or really like 20-some% because they always count like the afterwards and stuff like that. But now I'm starting to think that I'm missing something here. And I don't want to say too much in case anyone wants to read it. Because again, they are fun little thrillers. I am not someone who picks up on little hints or little like light bulb moments or anything when it comes to thrillers. I am a rom-com girly through and through. So I'm assuming what I'm thinking is happening is not actually accurate now. Something seems suspicious, and I'm like trying to remember things like back at the beginning of the book. So yeah, I'm just, there's too many components that are happening where I'm like, wait, but this could be linked to this. Also, if you hear Spock snoring, I'm so sorry. He's a very sleepy boy this morning who likes belly rubs. I'm just, if you don't know the premise of The Inmate, it's about a woman named Brooke who was involved in like a murder when she was in high school that involved her boyfriend at the time and her best friend. It ended up like sending her boyfriend to prison for basically his whole life because he was accused of killing several people. And so now the main character has like moved back to her hometown and she's reconnected with her best friend who was there the night that it happened, but now things are falling into place where it's like, did she have it all wrong this whole time? Did she end up sending the wrong person to jail? But then there are little snippets where people are like, don't trust Shane, don't trust Tim, or the two guys. And it's just like, I'm so bad with picking up on little key moments when it comes to thrillers. I am not good at calling the twist. I'm not. I think I've called the twist, and then it turns out that I haven't. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. I thought I knew what was coming, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong now, just because, again, there's still like 25% left in this book, and I feel like I've gotten it wrong. So is anyone good at guessing thrillers? Let me know if you're good at guessing the plot twist in thrillers, because usually it's a pretty good one that you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Let me know if you're good at guessing the plot twist, because I sure am not. In fact, I'm really bad at it. I think I've gotten it, and then I'm confident, and then it turns out that that's not it, and I'm like, just kidding. We're at 89% now in this book. Look, this book doesn't take long to read. If you've ever seen a physical copy of one of McFadden's books, you see that they can be kind of thick, but the print is larger and the margins are also kind of large. But we're at the twist that I didn't see coming now. I don't know why I didn't see it coming, because I feel like it's very similar with this twist. It's very similar to a very popular horror franchise twist that people probably didn't see coming when it first came out. Kind of making sense, but also kind of not making sense. I guess I gotta read a little bit more to figure out why this twist is happening. So yeah, this is the twist I didn't see coming. Get comfortable, sir. Okay, so I'm 96% through the book. We hit the plot twist, but there's still something that I feel like is gonna happen, and it's gonna be weird, and it's not gonna make sense. Because why would, well, I guess it would make sense to drag it out. I don't know. I need to shut up. I'm almost done. I'm at 96%, so let me just shut up and read. Okay, never mind. So I think it was just trying to wrap things up. This is a weird start to the epilogue, though. Okay. Okay, I have thoughts. So as always, when it comes to thrillers, I did not guess correctly at all. Was completely off. There were a lot of red herrings in this book. This book had way more red herrings than any of McFadden's books. Spock's here with me. So that was interesting. I was very thrown off from it. There were some plot holes, as is common in her books. I mean, enjoyable read. I don't know how I'm gonna rate this one, because like I read The Teacher in a day. This one has taken me a few days just because I haven't been able to like focus. But I didn't feel as about this one as The Teacher, but also how some of the stuff was thrown in the last 10% of the book, and you're sitting there going like, what? Like, so a character kills a whole bunch of characters, but one of the characters that gets killed early on, it's like, what was the point of that? I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away if you want to read this book. I feel like this one doesn't get talked about as much as some of her other ones. Like The Teacher gets talked about a lot. The Housemaid Secrets get talked about. Don't Understand Why I Never Lie gets talked about, but that's beside the point. I feel like this one doesn't get talked about, and it should, honestly. It's pretty good in the sense of, you know, fast-paced, quick, easy read. Also, the epilogue, okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, finished that. So now I can actually get some work done. Might give it like a 3.5. So do I round up to a 4-star at that point, or do I round to a 3-star? What do y'all do when you do like half-star ratings? Do you round up or round down? I'm thinking like 3.5. So I'm going through my photos just to make sure that I've gotten everything that I want to do. I think I'm at that point. I don't want to edit photos like if they end up looking similar. So like this one I've edited, and that one looks kind of similar, so I haven't edited it. Same with this. Like there are 4 in a row that look very similar. So like that's the one I edited because I liked the hands better in that one, and then that one. And it's like, it's fine if you have photos that are kind of similar, but you don't want to upload too many that are similar. Otherwise, it's like, okay, we saw that in this one, so let's move on to another one. Let's see. I've edited that one, but I don't know if I want to leave it that way. So I end up getting kind of perfectionist about my concert photography. So like just looking at this at first, it looks like a fine enough photo. But if you zoom in, his face is not in focus, but rather his feet and his legs and his guitar are the focus, which is fine. And no one's going to really zoom in on the photos. However, I zoom in on the photos. So I get I get a little perfectionist about some things. Again, this one's fine. I might warm it up a little bit. It seems a little too cool for my liking, especially since they did use a lot of like warmer lights. I don't want to detract too much from how it actually looked at the concert. They definitely had quite a few, like, look here. They had a lot of pink, red, purple, yellow lights. So I don't want to cool it down so much, except for this one. This one I'm fine with. This one's a little bit cooler than it was in person, though he kind of looks a little green there. Maybe we should bump up the tint some so that he looks a little less green. So this is why it takes me so long to edit photos. I wish I could be one of those people that just like whips out photos and like the edit in really fast. I'm not though, because I start looking at photos and I'm like, ooh, I liked that at first, but now suddenly I'm like, this doesn't look how I want it to look. Like here, it looks like I started to edit it, but then I stopped a little bit. And it's so weird how my style will change day to day. Like yesterday, I was really trying to cool down some photos. Cause like if you look at, let's see if this is a good example. No, actually I warmed this one up more. The before one shows that it's a little bit more cool. The after one seems a little bit more warm, which is fine. I wonder if I can find a good example of where something got changed. Let's see. All right, let's go here. No, well, So this one is originally looking a little greenish and I kind of warmed it up some. I'm doing a bad job of showing you my editing styles. All right, so I haven't edited that one at all. What about this one? Okay, that one's a little green and then I warmed it up. Wow, I am doing a really poor job at giving y'all some examples on what I mean. What about here? That one I just defined a little bit better. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. This is why I don't do tutorials, because I don't even know my own process for editing photos. I just go with the vibe. That one I gotta work on a little bit more in the face. Okay, maybe I'm not as done as I thought. Okay, well here's a good example. Okay, so this one is a little bit more green and really warm. This one I kind of toned it down some. It's still relatively warm toned, but comparatively it's cooler toned. Okay, that's a good example. That finally took me a million years to get to this point, but whatever. But one day I like one style and then the next day I'm like, I like this style better. And so I'm just constantly, I battle with myself. I do like how this one turned out though. I was craving cookies, so I ordered some crumble cookie and I'm so excited to try these. This is a peach cobbler, chocolate chip, skillet cookie, and then a cookies and cream Rice Krispie treat. I'm most excited about the skillet cookie. At first I thought it was ice cream, but then I realized it wasn't because that would be weird, but yeah, I'm excited for these. Trying the skillet cookie first. When you look at it, I thought it was ice cream that was in it, but then I was like, there's no way that they can send it with ice cream. I have no idea what it is.
Looks like cheesecake.
Does kind of taste like it. I don't know what it is, but it tastes good. It tastes vanilla bean, but it's just a chocolate chip cookie, but it's been like cut out and it has whatever this is. Luke has the other half. I was just craving a cookie. I really wanted a cookie, so I ordered crumble cookie while Luke was napping.
She surprised me, so that was very nice of her.
Luke was napping. I was like, I really want a cookie, but I don't want to go anywhere for it. And we didn't have anything to make it. Cookie itself alone is good. That hits the spot.
Thank you, my dear.
It's really good when you get the actual part in it. 10 out of 10.
I would like some.
I look rough. I look like I've been sleep deprived. My bad. I didn't know I looked that rough.
You don't.
I don't know. My dark circles are pretty bad.
Chester. Pearl. Spock. Buffy.
Beat it.
Okay, yo,
cute. Oh my god, that's so cute. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, May 22nd. Luke and I just got back from a walk and it is hot outside. I think I got a little bit of sun. We only did like 1.3 miles, which we were only planning to do a mile. So we did a little extra, which is good. But it's already like 82 outside. It is hot, hot, hot. I re-downloaded Pokemon Go yesterday. I haven't played that since it first like was a big hit back in 2016. My friend Danny and I, after work, because we worked at the same place, then we would drive around together. I would drive and Danny would have his phone out and we would just drive around. He'd be like, go to this neighborhood, go to this neighborhood. We just spent so many days, nights, just Pokemon hunting. And I don't know like when we stopped playing or why we stopped playing. I guess we just couldn't get out as much. But someone, or I saw it somewhere, someone was talking about Pokemon Go and I was like, you know, I want to play that again. So I re-downloaded it yesterday and now I can't stop playing it. And I forgot how much of a battery suck Pokemon Go is. So on our walk, I was catching Pokemon left and right. So it's been 8 years since I last played. It was, what did it say? July 2016 is when I started my account, which I think is when it was pretty big. Re-downloaded Pokemon Go. I never got into the fighting or the gyms or anything like that. I would just go to Pokemon, like to the Pokestops, spin the little thing, catch Pokemon, and that's all I would do. And walk, which was always fun. Also, my lips are so dry today. God, I need to hydrate. I say as I have a ginger ale. That's not hydrated. But I forgot how much fun I had with it way back when, so it's kind of fun to revisit that. Maybe I'll get into gyms this time. I don't know. Probably not. But it is Wednesday, which means I volunteer tonight. I would have been streaming today, but I decided to not because I really need to study for my exit exam for my permanent makeup class this weekend. We're taking it on Friday. I've looked over like our past tests that we've taken in the class, but I really need to like study and not just like try and memorize things. So I think from now until volunteering tonight, I think I'm gonna try and study and refresh my memory of things. I need to take bloodborne pathogen, first aid, CPR, and AED classes so that I can get certifications for those. Oh, and also, I think, did I mention this yesterday? I heard back about a business suite. So I'm hoping to get more information about that and see if they have an opening because it would be pretty cool to start my own business. Even though I'm starting classes for aesthetics classes in July, I can just like not have business hours on those days. Pretty excited. I look so rough when I don't have on a lick of makeup, and I don't have any on right now. My acne is like trying to get better. The evening primrose oil is helping some, but like it's still there, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think I'm gonna study now, and then Luke is coming back with lunch. Don't know from where.
Date night.
That looks good.
You look good.
I like to point out in this basket, only this one is for Luke. The rest is for me. Hello, it is Thursday, May 23rd. Luke and I just got back from date night. We went out and got some Mexican food, and then we went to Barnes & Noble. And this particular Barnes & Noble, you should be able to see it in the clip, but it is closing after like 20 plus years. This particular location is closing, and so everything was at least 25% off, except for like their Nook device, which is essentially a Kindle. That wasn't 25% off, and then I think like some Blu-rays and DVDs, but everything else was 25% off. So I thought I'd show you all my book haul. I did end up having to get a basket because I got a lot. Luke only got one book, and then like one of those little things that you'd always find at like the register, the little I don't know how to describe them, but like he got some Bob's Burgers magnets or something. But I ended up getting quite a bit, whereas Luke got one book, I got a lot more than one. I ended up getting the rest of the Throne of Glass series from Sarah J Maas. I have, what is it, the Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass, but I didn't have any of the other ones, so I was like, well, I want to read them, so I went on ahead and bought the rest of those. So this was the smaller bag, which did not have any of the Throne of Glass books in there. So I'll show these first. So first thing I got was a little tarot Bible. I have one tarot reference book. I don't know where it is right now, but I have one reference book that also came from Barnes & Noble, but I really liked this one, how it just kind of has 2 pages dedicated to each card, so like the actual imagery of the card as well as key phrases, keywords, stuff like that, and then just like little interpretations over there. I'm still learning every day with tarot, been practicing with tarot for a while now. You never stop learning about interpretations and stuff like that. So next thing I got was Abby Jimenez's Life's Too Short. So I just recently listened to, oh god, I'm blank, Part of Your World and Yours Truly, which absolutely love those books. I still need to read / listen to Just for the Summer, which funnily enough, last time I had gone to Barnes & Noble, I had bought Just for the Summer, not realizing that it was part of a series. Like, you can read it alone. It like mentions characters from the other books, so you have to read the other books first. So I ended up doing that. Same thing happened with this one. I didn't realize that Life's Too Short is part of another series, so I'll have to read the other 2 books, which were not available at Barnes & Noble. This one was. So much like with Just for the Summer, I bought the physical copy and then realized it was part of a series, and I'm like, oh, guess I gotta read the other ones first before I get to this one. So this one sounds really cute though, so that's why I picked it up. And also I just really like Abby Jimenez. Then I ended up I got a few Tessa Bailey books, so I'll get to those in a minute. But then I picked up The Secret Bridesmaid by Katie Birchall. This one sounded really cute. It's just about a character named Sophie who is basically a bridesmaid for hire, and she becomes a professional bridesmaid and then gets to a point where she is bridesmaid for a not so nice bride. And it's just a whole lot of like navigating that wedding and then her life and stuff like that. It sounded really good, and it's got a pretty decent rating on Goodreads, which I do pay attention to, but at the same time not, because some reviews on Goodreads have led me astray, but this one sounded cute, so with that. So then I got 3 Tessa Bailey books. The first one that I believe is a standalone is Unfortunately Yours. If you don't know Tessa Bailey is kind of like the Hallmark books, like the Hallmark stories of books, except for I'm pretty sure that they do have spice in them, unlike Hallmark, which has 0 spice and potentially 0 chemistry. But this one sounded really cute, so I picked that one up. Then I also got Hook, Line, and Sinker, as well as Secretly Yours, which they are part of a trilogy. I believe the first one is It Happened One Summer, which I do already own. Haven't read it, was waiting for the summer because It Happened One Summer sounded cute. But then I was like, well, let me just go ahead and get the other 2 in the trilogy. So that's what these are. And also the covers are just so cute. I absolutely love her covers. They're adorable. So those are my Tessa Bailey books. And then I got all of these, because again, I only have Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. So I got the rest of them. These aren't in the correct order, but here they are. Yeah. I'm excited to eventually read these. So yeah, I don't know the actual order of these. I'll have to consult Goodreads for it. I was like, they're 25% off. Might as well complete the collection because I know I'm gonna read them. I went a little wild at Barnes & Noble, and then this came in the mail today. So I have been wanting a little book light. Came across this on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it on some booktubers like Amazon storefronts. So I ended up getting both Luke and myself this USB rechargeable book light. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, so I figured I'd do that here, which is pretty cool that it's USB chargeable. And I think there's like different light modes. How does this work? Okay, so it like clips into the book. You turn it. Oh, what is each set in? Is the question. And if you're interested, I'll have this in my own Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. Okay, so we have it turned on. Press once for brightness. So, okay, that's nightlight mode, general reading mode, task reading mode, intensive reading mode. And then this is just like amber mode. So there's 5 different ones, but then there's also color temperatures. So this currently, I think this is the blue light filtered for reading before sleep. I think that's cooler tone. It says most comfortable reading light. Natural daylight level help to better focus. I don't know which one's which. Okay, this one I'm assuming is natural daylight level help to better focus. No, I don't think that's right, because this one is definitely the cooler toned one. Natural daylight level help to better focus. Maybe that's what this one is. And then that's the blue light filtered for reading. That's what I'm assuming. Okay. So this one says filtered for reading before sleep, most comfortable reading light, and then better focus. And then you have all the different levels. That's pretty cool. So then how does it sit in the book is the question. I think you just like clip it into the back or something. So like, let's take for example, Secretly Yours. I think you like clip it somewhere into the back of the book. Like you want it to have a good amount clipped. And I don't want to like ruin the pages. Okay, so then like, oh, that's pretty cool. See, it like lights it up. That lights it up pretty good. And then you can, again, that's really bright though. Like you don't want to do that because if your partner is like sleeping next to you, that's going to bother them. So even just like that second level is pretty good. And then you can change your tone. That one I feel like would put me to sleep. That's like a nice common light. I feel like that would put me to sleep. This one says that it's the best for reading, which I guess is true, but this one is the one that you want before you go to bed. So if you're like reading just a little bit before bed, that's the one you go for. I like it, I like it. And again, it's USB chargeable. So that's pretty snazzy. They didn't have too many colors. I really wanted a black one, but they didn't have it. So I just got us white, though they had like some pastel ones. So yeah, that was my book haul. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Oh, let me show y'all real fast before I end. I got some new Pokemon on Pokemon Go. And also in the next vlog, I'll talk a little bit more about starting my business and stuff like that, like registering the name with the SEC and then registering it as an LCC, and I'll keep y'all updated on the progress of that. But look at this. Did I show y'all the horse Pokemon that I got yesterday? His name is Blitzel. Did I show y'all this already? I don't remember. Look how cute he is. Blitzel is a little electric pony. I mean, that's so freaking cute. But then tonight, when we went to get dinner, look at this little guy. He's like a little skull. How cute. Look at him. He's just floating along. He's so cute. I'm so excited to be doing this again. However, my highest like power level Pokemon now is an ant. They really ran out of ideas. Look, it's called Durant, but it's the CP 1077. Like, look at it. That is pretty cool. I'm gonna mess you up with my ant. No, I don't mean like my aunt, because I don't actually have an aunt. But yeah, so very excited to be back into Pokemon Go. I'm having fun with it so far. But anyway, but on that note, I am going to go ahead and end this vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go down there, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so YouTube will let you know when I upload next. If you are interested, I do have YouTube memberships. If you're interested, that's there as well. But until next time, bye lovelies.